Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are we all doing? It's a lovely day today, what I am. Nice and sunny. Nearly 20 degrees. It's lovely. We'll wait about a minute or two, minute and a half, and then we'll get straight into it. We've got lots to cover today, guys. Lots to cover today. Morning, Ahmed. Yes, Jithian. Tosin is off to Chelsea. We'll be talking about that very soon. How are we all doing? We all good? We all good? Hope everyone had a really good Friday night. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that. I certainly had a fun one. Morning, WI. Tosin joining Chelsea, I know. We'll be getting onto that very soon. I think we're going to have quite a long discussion about that. We're going to look at some positive news first. We'll start off positive. It's a Saturday morning. And then we'll get into it a little bit. Okay, give it like, morning, Jeffrey. Good morning. Who do I think will win between Real Madrid or Dortmund's Real Madrid? Ala Madrid. Ala Madrid. I was tempted to wear my Dortmund shirt today, but no, I got told off for wearing a Madrid shirt yesterday, so hey ho. Anyway, 10 more seconds, then we're going to get into it. So, good morning everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the MPB Morning Show. My name is Alex, I'm your host for today, and we have got plenty to talk about. We're going to be talking about Bruno Fernandes potentially single-handedly saving Manchester United, to Tosin going to Chelsea, and to a surprise left-back signing. If you're excited for all of that, go ahead and give us a like on the video, give us a subscribe as well, and as usual, get your thoughts and opinions in the chat. It's a community here, we're trying to grow it. Let's hear what you have to say today. So, starting off with a report from Alex Crook at TalkSport about Milos Kerkez. It reads that Manchester United are interested in Bournemouth left-back Milos Kerkez. First of all, how do we all feel about Kerkez as a player? Well, we've been speaking about it. Good morning, Basnut. Good morning, Nathan. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Kerkez is a left-back out of Bournemouth. He's 20 years old. He is Hungarian, and he's a player who United are looking into, according to Alex Crook. So, first of all, let's look at the actual source of the tweet, Alex Crook himself. I quite like Alex Crook. He's often seen by viewers as a bit of a mixed bag at times, I think, especially when he's reporting for TalkSport. He's got some really, really, really good information, especially due to the fact that this sort of interesting in Kerkez is corroborated, let's say, with the Muppeteers. They've been doing almost squad builders on their stream. Please check it out. And they've got like a green tier, a yellow tier, and a red tier. Kerkez is in the green tier, alongside Aït-Nouri, the Wolves left back, for the left back position. That to me convinces me that Alex Crook has got some good, solid information on this. Now, let's have a little look at the actual wording of the report itself. It says Manchester United are interested. So yesterday we spoke about Lenny Yoro, and we spoke about us being interested in them. And what did we mean by interested? It's a bit of a buzzword for journalists, to be honest. It's a bit of a buzzword. Oh, hello. Are we back? Sorry about that, guys. I think my Wi-Fi went for a second. Apologies about that. But the fact that it's been corroborated with the Muppeteers really makes me believe that Kerkez is a proper player that we're looking at. So, chat, let me know. What do we think about Milos Kerkez? Have you watched much of him? I know some people on the chat have spoken about him before. Let me know. Let me know. What are we thinking about Milos Kerkez? Good morning, Vamo. Good morning. You'd rather bring in Calafiordi? Is that how you say his name, Vamo? From Bologna? He was under Motta, wasn't he? Ineos are jokers, says WY. We'll be getting onto Ineos in a little bit. I suspect that's about the Tosin news, but please let me know about Milos Kerkez, a left-back, potentially to sort of provide competition for Luke Shaw. He's 20 years old. To me, it smells very similar to a Tyrone Malacia replacement. I quite like Malacia. We spoke about yesterday about like how he shows great promise. Remember that game against Liverpool, 2-1, the game in which Erik ten Hag started his Manchester United career. What a game that was. And Malacia was a really big highlight of that. He was a really big highlight of that. And I had such great hopes for him, but then he sort of derailed his career a little bit. And I think Kirk is being brought in to sort of be kind to Malacia, give him a year, get his stocks raised a little bit, and move Malacia on. That's personally how I see it. Kirk has tore us apart at the Vitality. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Was he a regular starter in the team? He's received minutes this year. His partnership with Dominic Solanke has been something I've really enjoyed to see. To me, he is a very, I wouldn't say he's a verted left back. We're seeing this huge trend in football at the moment where we're seeing predominantly centre backs being shifted out wide as a full back, but being able to come inside into the midfield and sort of play as a third or second man in the midfield from the full back. Ousmane Diomande, Kevin Damso, Toro as centre back. We'll get on centre backs in a little bit. We're going to talk about Tosin soon. But Kirk is a hard runner. He runs at the ground very similar to like Roy Keane did. He stamps at it. He's a very aggressive player. He reminds me of those. Good morning, TJ. Good morning. He reminds me of almost like a harder working Aaron Wan-Bissaka in defence. Like he goes into a lot of slide tackles. He's a very passionate player. He's great in the box. I don't know how tall he is. Can someone let me know how tall Kirkus is, please? If you don't mind. But Kirkus to me is he's a strong defensive player. And I think going forward as well, I can really see him being an asset. He's got lovely combination play down the left-hand side. He's not a player who's going to drive through teams. Just like Shaw can beat 3, 4, 5 men. It's not like Dalot can just hit a step over. He's not got that in his locker, but he's a hard runner. He's quick. And I really think he can be of use. So please, everyone, let me know what you think of him. Would you rather have him, or would you bring in a Branthwaite? Would you bring in a Miguel Gutierrez? Who are we thinking? Ten Hag future? We'll discuss that a little bit today, one side. There's not really much news about him. Go watch our previous streams if you want to know about that. What do people think he's worth, Kirkes? A Bournemouth left-back, 20 years old? What do we think? What do we think, guys? I hope we're all doing well. Kadali says Man United is still very slow in the transfer market. Glazers out. Glory, Man United, says Maya 7-11. Glory, Man United. Not a great day to wake up being beaten to a target of ours by Chelsea. He's 5'11", says Josh Clark. Thank you, mate. So he raises that physical floor of the side a little bit. We've spoken so much about on this channel so far about how United is quite physically weak. It's like Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Tyrone Malacia, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Kobbie Mainoo is the most physically commanding player, although he did have a good time against Haaland. Bruno Fernandes. We've not got that much height in the side. Anthony. Rashford is tall. You're not seeing him as a box defender, are you? I think Kirkes can provide that for us. I think he's got a little bit about him in the air, and he can really help us physically. Personally, I'd be paying 15-20 million pounds to him. We know that a fullback move is very dependent on any outgoings. To me, if an Aaron Wan-Bissaka leaves, we'll be bringing in a Kirkes. We're bringing in an Aït-Nouri. Chat, let me know. Aït-Nouri or Kirkes, who would you rather have as a Manchester United backup fullback? Irvin says, I know transfer window hasn't started, but other teams are signing whilst we're cruising on Interest FC settings. It's something we're going to be coming back to with a Tosin. Are we really moving like Manchester United? Or are we being very stagnant as per? Are we Ineos? Are we still Glazers? Are Ineos a new Glazers? Are we still being Glazer-nomics, everybody? Is this just Glazers 2.0? Who knows? I think we're about to find out very, very, very soon, though. Will we sell Shaw, says Ahmed? I don't want to sell Shaw. As people know on this channel who's here regularly, he is a top 20 player in world football. Not a chance are we selling him. Basnett says, okay. I think everyone's very eager to discuss Tosin. How are players convinced about Chelsea's project? Is it the wages that attract them, says Basnett. So everyone, as we all know, let me get the, it literally broke 2 seconds before I came live. So excuse me, I'm Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea are closing in on a deal to sign Tosin Adarabioyo. Negotiations at final stages. Well. Chelsea barely linked to them. Newcastle in the front runners, and Chelsea have usurped us, gone straight through us, straight through Newcastle, and are about to sign possibly one of the smartest signings of the season. One of the smartest signings of the season. That's what he is right there. He is on a 3. He came through City's academy. He's excellent with the ball at his feet. He was a signing Manchester United maybe not didn't need to make, but they should have made that signing. They should have done. There's not many better opportunities on the market. We need to bring in other centre-backs. And unfortunately, we didn't bring him in. How many players are leaving, says one side? We don't know. That's what we're discussing on this channel. But back to Basnet's question. How are players convinced about Chelsea's projects? What makes Chelsea's project more attractive than ours? Chat, let me know. Let me know, why do you think players are choosing to go to Chelsea other than United? Why do you think? Why are we thinking, chat? Why are we all thinking? Josh Clark, you're new to the stream, my friend. Welcome. Chelsea getting Tosin to allow Chalobah to leave. We'll be talking about Chalobah. I think United are being used to get him some more interest. I don't think we're actively looking at him properly, but I do think he's a name we consider. Bamo says, the very young prospect players only hunt projects from Ineos smells a little bit sussy to me. We need way better than that. We already have got very young prospects in the club. Should we be hunting young players at Manchester United? It is our legacy, of course. We are built on the class of 92. We are built on young players coming through the ranks. We're built on bringing in young players and making them into superstars. Cristiano Ronaldo. Do we abandon all of that? Do we abandon all of that? Or do we keep to it? Kapil Pandey says, because the manager future is not clear. Is that why? Is it because Erik Ten Hag's future isn't decided that Tosin Adarabioyo is not coming to us? Is that why? Let me know in the chat. Because Chelsea are more direct than Manchester United. There's certainly that. If Chelsea is one thing, they are certainly direct. But personally, I don't know about you. I'm so much happier Tosin went to Chelsea than Newcastle. Chelsea don't really know what they're doing. They've gone, ooh, shiny new attractive market opportunity. Let's grab it. Quickly, let's take it. Let's take it and run with it. I don't really think he has much of a place in that Chelsea side. I mean, Thiago Silva is leaving, and that does open up a gap. They already have defenders on a plenty. The plan should be to bring in Tosin and let Lindelof/Maguire leave. We've lost Tosin. It's a bit unfortunate, but we have. Who would you rather sell out of Lindelof or Maguire? By the way, guys, who would you rather sell? Wages offered by Chelsea or the one-time signing on fee is greater than what United offered. Did we even offer? Did we even offer? That's my concern. I just don't think we made a move for him, guys. It's a bit of a shame. So now that we know we don't have Tosin, who would you guys be bringing in? Todibo? Lenny Yoro, we're about to talk about him. We've got some really interesting news about Lenny Yoro, so stay tuned for that. And if you are enjoying the stream so far, please give us a like. We're at 13 likes at the moment. We've been hitting 40 likes consistently over the last 2 streams. Please leave a like if you're enjoying so far, and always hit subscribe. I'm here at 11 a.m. every single day, so stay tuned. Lindelof should go, says Wanda on the Beat. The new Chelsea owner, says Vamo, offers the most ridiculous contracts and wages. That's why. I just don't think Todd Bowley knows how to run a football club. I don't think him and his staff do. Chelsea fans, I reckon, go on Twitter right now. Keep the stream open. Don't go away. Go on Chelsea Twitter right now. Go on the big accounts. I reckon they're not happy at all that Tosin is being signed for them. They don't need it. Diamande at Sporting is way better than Yoris' Origami. Welcome back to the stream, my friend. What does the chat think? Is Yoro better than Diamande? I haven't watched enough of Diamande. I've watched a little bit of Yoro. I know a little bit about him. We spoke about him at great depth yesterday. But anyone got some thoughts on dealings on Diamande? Any thoughts on dealings on Todibo? We see a lot about him on the chat. And of course, there's Jared Branthwaite. There's a player we're going to be looking at as well. So please, let me know in the chat. Put down a name. I want to hear everyone in the chat who wants to. Jared Branthwaite, Todibo, Lenny Yoro, Diamande, or any other centre-back. Who do you want? If you could sign one centre-back this summer as an absolute certainty, who would it be? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Lindelof has never been a physical defender. He has been defrauding United for a long time. He is a superb ball-playing defender, But it's like if a rugby player didn't like to tackle. He's a central defender. You need to love contact. You need to always, well, not always be on your player, but in the box, you need to be ready to jump up, win those headers. I remember, was it when Ole was still in charge? He got absolutely ragdolled by a striker. He got ragdolled. He got mossed, if anyone knows the NFL reference. It was awful. I just didn't believe he was a starter for Manchester United from that day forward. We are looking for 2 centre-backs according to Romano. Yes, you're right, Pandy. So I believe Todibo is confirmed and we might go for Yoro because Branthwaite is too expensive now. Branthwaite is expensive at the moment. What's the date, guys? Someone knows the date in here. They've been saying, what's the date in which Everton need to sell and raise funds by? Someone let me know. Bremer says, Malmin, welcome back to the chat, my friend. Bremer, anyone liking Bremer in here? Those reports have sort of died down a little bit, but let me know. Let me know. Yoro and Todibo. Todibo is fire. That will be Manchester United's best centre-back, says Wanda on the beat. Todibo seems most likely to come. This is an interesting question. Does anyone think that Todibo, Yoro, Branthwaite, any of those players are better than Harry Maguire? Are they better than Lisandro Martinez? Are they better than the players leaving, like Raphael Varane? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Lindelof reads the game. Great passer off the ball, but lacks in physicality, says Origami. June 30th, says Gillian Joseph, is when Everton needs to sell players by. So if we do hear about Branthwaite or Amadou Onana, for that regard, that will be in a couple of weeks' time. Is Yoro in the Euros for France? I'm not too sure. Can someone do me a favour and let me know? Someone do me a favour and let me know. Ahmed says better than Harry. I'm assuming that's Harry Maguire. Did you see that Everton are asking £90 million for Branthwaite, says Ayinka. I did, my friend. I did. That is ludicrous. But I've said yesterday that it is a case for them of cat and mouse. They have to sort of lay that bait, a huge bait, because if they start off at, say, like £60 million, it'll end up being 40. They are in a desperate financial situation. So we're about to move on to talking about Lenny Yoro more, but any other ideas about centre-backs? Todibo? More specifically, Tosin, any more ideas about that? Are you outraged? Do you think it's Ineos's fault? Okay, here's a question. One final question. Is it Ineos's fault that Manchester United have not signed Tosin Adarabioyo and have been beaten to it by Chelsea and Todd Bowley's Chelsea? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Varane is good too, but his age, he has passed his prime. Todibo and Yoro are the perfect replacements, says One Dot on the beats. Malma says Everton has fallen down the stairs and hit their head. They are not getting that sort of money for the defender. Fair enough. Personally, if you ask me about Ineos and Tosin, I'm upset. I'm frustrated, but it's not entirely their fault. I think the manager situation has been very difficult for them. I think they've treated Ten Hag appallingly, but I think the second we know about the manager situation, we will learn a lot about our transfer plans. We spoke a lot about yesterday about Samuel Luckhurst, revealing that some players' agents are being quite upset with what's going on. They're being quite confused. So, yeah, maybe that comes down to it a little bit. Todibo and Yoro both aren't in the France squad for the Euros, apparently, says Josh Clark. That means deals could be a little bit easier to do. So, moving on to Lenny Yoro. Muppeteers said that Manchester United are now actively looking at signing Lenny Yoro. So I can provide a little bit more fleshing out to that. Lenny Yoro is interested the most in Real Madrid. Who wouldn't be? If you asked me Real Madrid or Manchester United, I'm going with United. But that's because I'm a boyhood United fan. All of us would. And that's why I personally believe, we'll get onto it later, that's why Olise will come to United. But if we're looking at any other player in world football, you cannot blame them for looking at Real Madrid and going, that's where I want to go. That's the Hollywood. That's Hollywood. Real Madrid is Hollywood. It's the glitz, it's the glamour. Their stars will be in the Hollywood Walk of Fame by the end of it. Fans chanting their name. A manager that is incredible. Champions Leagues galore. They're on the hunt for their 15th Champions League title. Why wouldn't you? But they are stalling over Lenny Yoro. So to me, it's leaving the door open. And the Muppeteers have reported this, and we're going to try, if they take their time, Real Madrid go, oh, maybe do we have the money for it? Should we move some people on? then they'll go straight in for Yoro. And that's what I think they're doing. It's gone from the language. So we spoke about Dawson yesterday. Dawson reported that Manchester United were interested. And now it's they're actively looking at signing. I love speaking about language on this channel, about like the way journalists word things. It's perfect for it. This is a perfect example. Interested, we're actively scouting them. Maybe it's like you're just sort of figuring it out. You don't really know what's going on, but you're getting a better sense of it. Actively looking at signing, well, that's a very different thing. They're looking into the financial situation of the deal. They're looking into it a little bit more. That to me shows everything you need to know. What do we think about Lenny Yoro? What do we think? Because I think we're going to be making steps soon. I think we'll be seeing the big boys, Fabrizio Romano, Simon Stone, the big journalists reporting on us, actively meeting representatives of Yoro, actively meeting Leo to talk about him. I think we'll be seeing some movement on that soon. Let's look at, we got a lot about Tosin in here. If United do not talk with the player, I cannot see why they were that interested, says Malman. Pandy says sell Maguire, Lindelof and Evans will retire. And next season's centre-backs should be Lisandro Martinez, Lenny Yoro, Todibo and Kumbuala. Would you be happy with that, chat? Let's focus on just those four. Would you be happy with a centre-back partnership? Let me know. Of Lisandro Martinez, Lenny Yoro, Todibo and Kumbuala. Personally, yeah, something wants me to have another one in there. And I think Kumbuala will go on loan. And I do think he needs a bit more experience. Send him to Championship. Honestly, send him to Championship or League One club really competing at the highest level. One Dot on the Beat says, Man United needs to sign players quickly. We shouldn't just have interest. We should sign them immediately. This isn't Football Manager. This isn't FIFA. These deals take time. They're extenuating circumstances surrounding everything. Yoro has Real Madrid. We have Olise, for example, with his agent moving about. Oh my God, there's so much... that centre-back partnership. Yes, sir. Perfect. Yes, wow. Real support for that. Would you see Kumbuala? Is he good enough to be a Manchester United fourth-string centre-back? Let me know. Chithian Joseph says Lenny Yoro, is going to wait for Real Madrid. They've asked him to reject all approaches and wait till they can negotiate a low fee. He's only worth £40 million. That is a bargain for the best centre-back, youth prospect-wise, in world football, a generational physical profile, generational IQ. This boy is a bona fide superstar, guys. You cannot forget this. £40 million is a steal. Personally, I would pay Virgil van Dijk money for him. I would attest to him reaching that level in 5 years' time. I prefer to keep Maguire for a season. So would I. I'd keep Maguire for a season, Okinyele. Josh Clark says, I'd have Martinez, Maguire, Yoro and Todibo. And by Chalobah, who can play centre-back and be right-back cover for Dallo. Josh Clark, would you move on Alan Wan-Bissaka? Would you move on Alan Wan-Bissaka, my friend? Let me know. But talking about Lenny Yoro, yesterday we hear that we're actively looking at signing him. But we lose out on Tosin. And it's making me think that Manchester United have a sort of like a franchise tag, a superstar tag, that there's these players which we can't afford to miss out on, that we'll do anything in our sort of capacity to do. I think Lenny Yoro is one of those players. We're looking at Jared Branthwaite, we're going like, oh, he's quite expensive. We're looking at Olise and we're going, oh, like, do we need him? Chelsea we're being very standoffish with him at the moment. But Lenny Yoro, we're looking at Lenny Yoro, guys. We are looking at him. It's making me very excited. Is it making you excited that we could be signing a really smart signing, but an absolutely incredible player in the process? Let's hear what we're thinking. Jithian Joseph says, yes, I agree with Josh Clark. Keeping Harry Maguire around for a season, bringing Chalobah. It's quite a rogue shout. I'm sure they want £80 million for Lenny Yoro, says Anton Matthias. I don't believe they do. I think it's less than 50 million. Okonkwo says, we need an Antonio Silva, Gonzalo Inacio, Bremer or Todibo to survive and title challenge this season. Yoro, I will sign and send it on loan. That man is not to be sent on loan. Do me a favour, keep the stream open, get your phone out or get your laptop out. Searching Lenny Yoro highlights, I promise you will not be disappointed. That man can start for Manchester United. He is better than Lisandro Martinez. He is better than Harry Maguire. He could be in a top 10 centre-back in the league next season. I promise you, he does not need to go on loan. I would move him on for around £20 million, but I wouldn't be against keeping him for an extra year, says Josh Clark. Is that Al Wan-Bissaka? I'm assuming it is. And again, move on. Al Wan-Bissaka says, Jithy and Joseph. Fair enough. Sheldon Toulon, welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you doing? What we lacked at the centre-back position is mostly legs. If we sign these young French players, we are adding a lot of legs. I like the centre-backs we're linked with. Everyone has legs, mate. Everyone has legs. I'm assuming you mean like long limbs, like large physical profiles. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Van Vong says you are overhyping him at this point. Wherever he goes this summer, at Real Madrid, at Manchester United, at anywhere else, he will be fantastic. Jithian Joseph says we aren't challenging this season. Can people stop thinking out of their arse? It's a bit harsh, but no, we will not be title challenging next season. I'm really sorry, guys. It'll be a process. I think next season is a top 4 situation. Season after that, I expect to challenge for the title. And the third season, under Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe's leadership, we should be challenging very seriously for a title. Let me know. We won't spend too much time on that, but what do you think about that? When should we be challenging for a title? Spend 2 minutes on that. Before we move on to a man who wants to win now in Bruno Fernandes. Let me know about it. Let me know. Thoughts, feelings, opinions. Let's discuss. We're community here. Tiagi says, don't you think Tosin was a no-brainer on free with Premier League experience and with our budget issues? Budget isn't as big of a deal as people are making out personally. It's not that big of a deal personally. I reckon it'll be like 125 million net spend, but I do agree with you. He is cheap. He has Premier League experience. We know how much Ineos value that. Jason Wilcox is a huge fan of him, and we've sort of looked at the deal. Everything makes sense for us to sign him. It makes no sense for Chelsea to sign him, and we're just sort of looking at the deal and going, that's a nice deal. That it's really nice. It's really nice. It's like, say I'm going car shopping. I'm just having a little look at just having a little peruse around. Going, oh, that looks lovely. That looks lovely. And you're looking at the money, and you need a car. You need a car. It's not too expensive. It's like a second-hand car. You go, okay, this looks nice. This looks nice. But then someone else just walks up, gets in the car and drives away with it. He doesn't need the car. He doesn't want it. Everything was in our favour, and we lost him. Let's see, what are we thinking? Surely you meant everyone but United has legs at centre-back. We do have legs at centre-back. What do you mean, mate? What do you mean? Okonkwo says, bro, are we all forgetting how monstrous the English Premier League is? It's not the French league. He might be fantastic, but the Premier League is another animal altogether. Wait and see, my friend. We will wait and see. I do think the difference between the Premier League and the Bundesliga and the French league, like the sort of gap between them, which we're thinking about, isn't that big. Look who's in the Champions League final this year, guys. Look who's in the Champions League final. And look who was in the semi-finals. Was that an English team? The Premier League isn't all that, guys. I'm sorry to say. If you can prove yourself in those leagues, you can prove yourself in the Premier League. Trust me. And let's hear what people are saying. Ahmed says, why do we even buy Mason Mount? He's one of the better 8s in the league, my friend. That's why. Okonkwo says, if we invest well, we should be challenging for a title this season. I don't think people are going to agree with that, but building on the euphoria of the FA Cup, did you believe that Arsenal was ready to challenge last season? Arsenal in what, the 6th year of their project? Yes, they should be challenging. Mikel Arteta is an incredibly capable coach, an excellent man manager. He is superb, but he gets in his own way sometimes. He overthinks more than Pep does. I love the Havertz signing. I love what he does with Havertz, but you need a number 9. He bemoaned the lack of a number 9 scoring 20, 30 goals a season. Sign one. And perhaps he's done that by signing the missing piece of the puzzle in Benjamin Sesko. It's a disgrace if Ineos lets Bruno go. He's the engine of this team. He is the heartbeat of this team, my friend. Bruno Fernandes is irreplaceable. El Capitan. I agree with Okonkwo, says Van Vong. Thoughts on Anselmo links? Don't have a clue about how good he is. Go watch a stream from 1 or 2 ago. Don't have time to talk about it today, but I went into great depth in that. Leave a subscribe as well. We'll be talking about him more soon, I feel. He's a deal who we might be looking at. Last one on the Yoro situation. Yoro better than Martinez, says Dan. How many games have you actually watched of his? Then name a single game he performed as well as Licha did versus City. Massive prospects, but pump the brakes a bit. I've watched a fair few games of Yoro this season. I can't remember a game off the top of my head, unfortunately. But I have been watching a few games this season. I like to watch like a lot of football casually, just putting on games, just like watching a little bit. I do enjoy the French league. It's quite a bit of fun. So, Bruno Fernandes, everybody. What a man that he is. So, Fabrizio Romano came out with a report, I think it was last night, on his story. He said that Bruno Fernandes' agent, Miguel Pino, has been around Europe this week to meet with important clubs and to discuss situations of his clients, including Bruno Fernandes's. Bruno's intention remains to win, in bold, in capitals, put it in whatever you want, at Manchester United. Bruno will make a final decision on his future when he understands the United project, including the manager situation. What do we think on that, guys? Bruno Fernandes single-handedly trying to raise the ambition of this football club. And some of you say he isn't a winner. Some of you say he's not the man to lead Manchester United forward. He is the only man to lead Manchester United forward. Bruno is irreplaceable, says Wanda on the beat. I agree with you. What do we think? Before we get to what I think, let's see. What can you tell me about that? First of all, don't dispute the source. It's Fabrizio Romano. Some people say, he's fallen off a little bit. The man is as reliable and accurate as ever. Perhaps there's different sources. He talks more with agents. He talks more with players. But let me know. Let me know about this. But do not question Fabrizio Romano whatsoever. If Ten Hag goes, Bruno is leaving the club, I think. Wow. What do we think about that? Bruno Fernandes, Erik Ten Hag, do they go hand in hand? Let me know. The club is letting Bruno Fernandes down, says Okunyele. I agree with you, my friend. I agree with you. And very quickly, guys, if you're enjoying talking about Bruno Fernandes, if you enjoyed dissecting Lenny Yoro, if you've enjoyed the stream so far, leave us a like. We're at 20 likes so far. We've been hitting 40 recently. There's 53 of you in the chat right now. So please, there's 53 of you. We can get at least 40 likes. Come on, guys, please. And please leave a subscribe. I'm here every day at 11 a.m. talking with you about everything Manchester United. Jithian Joseph says, if Bruno leaves, he is probably off to Inter. If Bruno leaves, he gets to go wherever he wants. Remember when Paul Pogba was talking to City a while back? Bruno can do that. Bruno gets into any side in world football. Origami says, facts. Bruno is not leaving. Well, look at that, guys. I disagree. I think there's a chance. But let me talk to you about how I interpret this tweet. What I'm going to try and do on this channel is to try and sort of engage very critically with these reports, because there's a lot you can learn from just one paragraph. So, personally, it's agent talk. I've spoken about that a lot. Bruno has told his agent very specifically, go talk to Fabrizio. Tell him about this. Tell the world, tell the fans that I want to win. The last thing on the first tweet is Bruno's intention remains to win at Manchester United, to win. He wants assurances over what we're doing. He doesn't want to be playing at Manchester United Business Club. He doesn't want Glazenomics. He doesn't want us to be bringing in another Casemiro or another Cristiano Ronaldo. As much as he loved them, he wants players who can win now, players who are going to build this club up. How old is he now? 29, 30? Bruno Fernandes? Something like that. He's not got a lot of time left. At the highest level. He's got 3-4 years max. If he signs another contract, he is here for a long time. This is his last big stint. He is cocky about himself. He's rightfully so. He's confident. He knows his ability. He knows he can win Champions Leagues. He knows he can win Premier Leagues. He knows he can win whatever he wants, wherever he wants. But he loves this football club. The biggest club in world football in his eyes. Real Madrid could, if they really wanted to, go. They wanted to. If it's not fulfilled, though, if we can't show him, if Ineos can't show him that Manchester United are ready to win, he will not stay at Manchester United. That's very clear. That is very, very clear. And interestingly, including the manager situation. So, what do we think, chat? Is Bruno Erik Ten Hag in? Or is it Erik Ten Hag out? What do you think? What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Jithian Joseph says, Bruno leaving and Ten Hag leaving has no correlation whatsoever. Van Ronk says, all this is agents trying to get a better extension deal from United. I don't think it is. I think there's an idea of a new contract, but he wants assurances. I don't think he's impressed. I think he's been not clued up. I know for a fact that players do not know about the manager situation. They don't know. Players do not know about the situation. I can guarantee that. So he's been online, he's been on Twitter, he's been on Instagram, looking for Brizio's stories, looking at MUFC MPB on Twitter. Give us a follow on there. Trust me, you will not miss a beat about Manchester United news. I reckon he follows them on a burner, follows us on a burner account. I reckon he does. Because he's so in the dark and he wants to know what's going on. He wants to know what's going on. Bruno's agent can talk to other clubs. It's basically due diligence on his side. I agree with you, Origami. If Ineos want to sell him, 100 million plus add-ons should be the bare minimum. What is Bruno Fernandes' price tag, guys? What is his price tag? What is his price tag? Jithian Joseph says Bruno is never any manager out. He's that kind of guy. I agree. I think he's an incredibly loyal man. Look how loyal he's been to us. We have been horrible. Quite frankly, we have been a horrible. But he has stood by our side the entire time. He's been one of us. He's been one of the fans, putting everything on the pitch, playing with a broken right hand. Playing with a broken right hand in an FA Cup final. That doesn't tell you about what sort of player we have at Manchester United. I don't know what does. Toulon says, I respect Bruno's individual brilliance at times, but Wilcox and co are ruthless. They probably want a different profile of player in midfield, one who looks after the football better. Bruno Fernandes is one of the best players in world football. If these last string of games haven't assured you of that, I don't know what you think. £100 million, 150 million plus, he's unsellable. All of these price tags are being thrown in. If you offer me, okay, again, Anthony's worth 100 million. If you throw 500 at me, yeah, I'd consider selling Bruno Fernandes. I'd consider selling Bruno Fernandes at that price. Any other, it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. Anton Matthias says, I think Bruno will be pissed off if Ineos sack Ten Hag, as they have such a trusted and close relationship with each other. And if knows Ineos wants to sell him, he will go. Otherwise, he's happy to stay. Potentially, mate. Potentially. Okonkwo says, Bruno is our captain. If he doesn't demand a better Man United, then I will suspect his motives. But he wants an upgraded United squad. He wants to win. He wants to win. We have acted like a business for so long. He wants a football club. And that's what Ineos have promised. Let's see what they do. Sheldon Toulon says £80 million and I'd do a deal. Times that by 5, mate, and we're going to be talking somewhat. Realistically, there's no side outside of England that will pay £100 million plus unless it's Saudi. Saudi Arabia is always one. Attacking Football exclusively revealed that a Saudi Arabian side had made a contract offer to Bruno Fernandes. So there is interest on there. There's no interest on Bruno Fernandes apparently though. Anton, you are wrong. You have probably watched too much United stands. Let's not be talking about that here. People can have their bits of discussion here. It's a discussion. It's a discussion. We can disagree. Let's provide our own opinions. Say why. Say why. And not just because they watch too much of the United stand. Any other strong opinions about Bruno Fernandes, guys? Any other strong opinions? Nat, £80 million is too cheap, says Ahmed. I agree with you. Any other ideas? I hope we're all enjoying the stream today, guys, by the way. We've got so much more coming up. We're going to be talking about Olise. We'll be touching a bit more on the Eric Ten Hag situation. And we're going to be talking about Trevor Chalobah in a bit as well. Chiagi says, main question, how will we replace him if he goes? Because that front line is dysfunctional. That front line's been the best part of United this year. I'm sorry. Garnacho, Bruno, Højlund, all doing really well. Ahmad, the front line's been the best part. So I wouldn't say it's dysfunctional. I'm saying the system is dysfunctional. Let me know. If you were to replace Bruno Fernandes, a top, you can quote me on this, a top 5 player in world football, who would you replace Bruno Fernandes with if we were to sell him this summer? Because to me, there's only one player who can do it. There's only one player. Let me know if you can guess that. Let me know if you can guess that. No price tag for that man, says Wanda on the beat. He is so passionate about the club. I completely agree with you, my friend. I completely agree with you. I will take £80 million to Jithian Joseph. Not a chance, my friend. Not a chance. 2 more minutes on Bruno Fernandes, and then we'll be going on to Olise to have a little bit of a chat about him. Being realistic, we will only get £80 million max from Europe due to his age. Odegaard, Wirtz, says Josh Clark. Josh Clark, you are right, my friend. Oh, Florian Wirtz. God, the day I dream of us having a Florian Wirtz special because we're linked to him. We have one piece of news this summer that Wirtz is coming to United. I'm doing a whole stream just on him. I promise you, I have so much to say about that man. But today is not the time nor the place. Frankie de Jong is not a replacement for... he is not a replacement for Bruno Fernandes, I'm sorry. Odegaard, similar roles as a number 10. Very different profiles. I will replace him with Musiala. Again, Musiala will be a player, again, any of us would love him. I don't think anyone here would say no to Jamal Musiala. But, hey-ho. He will not be coming to Manchester United. Anyone else? No player can replace Bruno Fernandes with his stats, availability, hard work, and no off-the-field issues. That man's a model citizen, isn't he? He's a modern citizen. He's a modern citizen. João Felix and Mason Mount fully fit. Would anyone here take João Felix instead of Bruno Fernandes? Given a choice, would you take João Felix? I really hope no one says yes. And let me know. If you do say yes, let me know. I'm intrigued. We spoke about the swap deal between the two, between Atletico Madrid and United, about Greenwood and João Felix on previous streams. If you want to check that out, so please give those a watch. Yes, everyone liked the video. Let's try to get to 30 likes. I'm really hoping you're enjoying it so far. We're at 24 likes right now. There's 45 of us in the stream. We can get 6 more likes on this, surely. 1 more minute, then we will be going to Michael Olise. And the controversial news around him at the moment. Felix from 5 years ago, yes. This João Felix, no. If we sell Bruno, we should give Mount a chance. Mason Mount should explode next year. I think he'll be a superb rotation option for Bruno and Mainu. And eventually, at one point during the year, force one of them out of the team. He is that good. So, Florian Wirtz is perfect. Bruno replacements and younger, says Okonkwo. I agree. Florian Wirtz, bona fide superstar. But another attacking player we're looking at this summer is Olise. In recent streams, we've spoken about how I'm quite confident on Olise joining Manchester United purely due to his connections to it being a boyhood club. He loved United since he was a kid. He was like all of us, and who would turn down the chance to join Manchester United? Apparently, Olise might be. Academy Scoop says Manchester United fear that they could miss out on signing Olise, with Chelsea growing increasingly confident of securing the Crystal Palace's star's signature. Now, Academy Scoop is a relatively recent journalist. I worked with him very briefly on attacking football. He has got excellent information. I would, and this is not to discredit him at all, I would love to see some more corroboration from another journalist on this. I know Fraser Talks maybe, has corroborated on this. I would love someone else to speak about this. Just because Academy Scoop's sources come from, as in the name, the Academy, and the youth side of things. So I respect his information a lot. He's a great journalist, but I wouldn't mind some confirmation on that, essentially. But what do you think about that? We can't miss out on Olise, please. No, says WY. I'm the same, mate. I'm the same. Okonkwo says, Olise will come to United unless we don't activate that release clause. I think that's the feeling around Olise at the moment, is that with the whole Ten Hag situation, I reckon we've sort of gone out of contact with Olise's reps. It's sort of what it feels like. It feels like Olise's agents have gone, guys, you're not talking to us anymore. And Olise would like to come to United. I think if given a fair fight between United and Chelsea, he would want to come to United. But I do feel... I do feel that Chelsea are ahead in the race just because they're willing to move forward with any deals without a manager in place. And seemingly we're not in a place to do so, which is a rather bad indictment on Ineos's Manchester United at the moment, because it's this whole idea that, we don't care about who the manager is. We're buying players to play the Manchester United way. Of course, it's the hard line. Managers don't get a say in it at all, except, but we're a bit of a mess right now, and we actually aren't bringing anyone in. It's so counterintuitive, and it really, really upsets me. I don't know about you guys, but it feels so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Same Academy Scoop said something similar about Kieran McKenna and what happened then. Kieran McKenna played everyone. His agent performed a masterclass, and I do feel a similar thing is happening here. I think the Academy Scoop speaks to agents, reaches out, and they give him news. I do feel this is a ploy from the agents to get United interested again properly. And McKenna played everyone. He's got a massive contract now. More power to him. Pardon me, sorry. I thought Chelsea had no money. Are they selling another hotel? Conor Gallagher's probably going to be sold. They might be selling Trevor Chalobah. These are all homegrown players for a pure profit. And they would be selling one of their right wingers. They might be selling Madueke. Oh my God, I've had a complete brain blank. Which Chelsea winger? What are the Chelsea wingers are there? Let me know. Chelsea might win the race with Olise, says Wanda on the beat. Let me know, guys. Who do you think will be taking the signature of Olise this summer? Manchester United Football Club or Chelsea? Let me know in the chat. Is Gallagher and Chalobah Chelsea Academy graduate? They're homegrown at club. So essentially the way financial fair play works is that when you sell a player, you don't always get all of the profit on the return of them. And when you sell a player, it's a way of balancing the books. So say I was bought by a club for 20 million and was then sold 2 years later for 50 million. 30 million pounds would be added positively into financial fair play for that club. But due to players being homegrown at club, they didn't get bought for anything. So when they get sold, it's all pure profit. So say Chelsea sell Conor Gallagher for 45 million, that's completely profit. All profit. Nothing gets taken away from that. Reece James will not be getting sold by Chelsea. Not a chance. Chelsea can sell Mudryk. Mudryk is a world-class level talent. Olise to United over Chelsea. Yep. Do you think Joseph? Kirk and Nuri will only come if the fee is lower than that of Ian Matson. I'm not too sure about that, mate. Origami says, Ineos should understand that scrutiny and transparency towards the fans. If Erik ten Hag stays, players will be more settled. They should be more transparent and will be... Yes, no, I agree with you, mate. I agree. Matson as well can be sold as a homegrown player as well, can't he? He can. But so, say in this really quite upsetting hypothetical reality that Olise does go to Chelsea, who would you sign as a right winger instead? Let me know. Is there anyone you'd sign? Would you stick it out with Ahmad, Garnacho, Anthony? Really trust that Ahmad can blossom? Again, I can't believe I said Anthony's name. I do apologise. I think people on this channel know how I feel about that man. But tell me, Michael Olise, who would you bring in instead? I'm hoping, Saini, that you don't actually want to bring in Sterling as Manchester United's new right winger. I really hope that's not the case. I very much hope that's not the case. For the rest of the stream, we're going to be looking at some other transfers which are sort of floating about. Chalobah is now we're going to be talking about soon. Great says, we have still not decided on a manager. Chelsea just picked up Tosin under our nose. I wouldn't be surprised if they sign Olise in less than a day. They have a bit of a history though, Chelsea, with Olise. Remember last time? Did they sign Olise in the end? They had everything agreed. And then at the last minute, it stopped. I just don't think there's that solid of a connection between Olise's reps and Chelsea Football Club. That's what I think. I think they're being used. That's my personal opinion. Lachlan Charles says, this channel has so much potential and I love it. Thank you so much, mate. I'm here every day at 11 a.m. If you want me to keep on doing this, leave a like on this on this stream right now. 40 likes is what we're aiming for today. Please let me know if you're enjoying the stream. Nico Williams, Pedro Neto, Nico Williams, Ollie Watkins, Nico Williams, Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe. Ahmad, mate, you better be joking me, pal. Origami says we don't need Olise. Priority positions this season should be 2 right centre-backs, 1 left centre-back, a central defensive midfielder, and a backup striker. If you watched the stream yesterday, we spoke in great depth about the priorities. If you want to go back and rewatch that, I'd love you to. And another one, unpopular opinion, we don't need Olise at least right now. We should invest our funds correctly. Here's a question. If Olise doesn't come to Manchester United, what do we all feel about Shea Lacey? What do we all feel about Shea Lacey, everybody? Would you be promoting him? I know Academy Scoop, I know quite a few people here follow him. Really do rave about him. They really do rave about him. He seems the next big thing at Manchester United. The next big thing. I mean, the Academy is looking stacked. There's huge Toby Collier fans in this chat. Great says, Joe Shield is the key factor in the Olise deal. Fabrizio said this many times. That's fair. But we have the name of Manchester United on our side. We don't have it for much longer because people so I'm 20. Players coming up through anyone younger than me is pretty much, as a footballer, didn't really grow up with United being on top. They grew up with United being Louis van Gaal. They grew up with United under Jose Mourinho, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Yes, there were great moments, and the legacy of this club is fantastic, but it's not what it once was under Sir Alex Ferguson. We have so many... We've only got so much time left of using, literally just saying, we're Manchester United and getting away with it. Too soon for Shea Lacey. I would promote him. Oh, good Lord. Not now, a year too early for Lacey. I agree with you. He was, I can confirm that he was supposed to be handed his professional debut at the end of the season, but he got injured. But I think that more than anything tells you a lot about the way in which we view Shea Lacey. Speaking about Carrington and the upcoming future that we have, we signed a Australian, did we not? I believe we signed an Australian. I'm finding the tweet now, guys. Give me a second. But here we go. This is by Steve Railson, commenting on a report made by Reluctant Nico. Manchester United are close to striking an agreement to sign youngster James Overby. The 16-year-old right-back departed Australian side Perth Glory last year, and his family relocated to England. Again, I love the way we invest in the academy. It's so good for us. This club is built on the youth, and the fact that Ineos are moving forward with it is one of the things they've got bang on right. I don't know anything about the lad. I don't know anything. And to be honest, I'm waiting for Academy Scoop to confirm it, the deal, because he will be one of the first and foremost to get it. Same as Fabrizio Romano. We really love speaking with him. Oh, didn't we... chat, you got to help me out with this one. We signed another young lad, didn't we? We signed another... Yes, thank you, Basnet. Can someone get the name of him? Someone, again, don't leave the stream. Don't leave the stream. That would be a poor decision. But please, someone go find me the young centre forward we signed. He's a son of a former pro, isn't he? Son of a former pro. Bamo says, and I'm going to read this out because I think there'll be some disagreements on this in the chat. Hear me out on this crazy take. Griezmann for less than £10 million. Would anyone here sign Antoine Griezmann? Mexis says, Omagami, thank you. But yes, Antoine Griezmann. Anyone thinking about that? Would anyone consider that deal? Very quickly. Would anyone consider that deal? Ovary is already ours. They signed him yesterday. Thank you, Okonkwo. Mexis says, Jithy and Joseph, thank you. 6 likes away, guys. From 40 likes, please give us a like to get there. I've really enjoyed the stream so far. It looks like everyone's having a great time. And if you haven't said anything so far, come on, give me a message. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know how you're doing. Even if it's a case of what random player you'd sign for United this Sunday, the roguish shout you have. If it's Antoine Griezmann, would you want him to come to the football club? Let me know. Let me know. If Griezmann has 100 to 150,000 contract, yes, I would sign him. That guy is a role model. He could tutor Højlund. They're very different players, but Antoine Griezmann was one of the best players in the world in the last 2 years. He's been fantastic. But I just don't think, oh my God, Josh Clark says I would sign Griezmann. There's quite a lot of support for him in the chat. Quite a lot of support for him. Anyone else? What are we thinking about Antoine Griezmann? Personally, I would pass. The only reason I would consider bringing in Griezmann is if it was very late in the window. The Glazers had got their handprints all over Ineos and turned Ineos into Glazers 2.0, and we hadn't got anyone. And we needed something quick and fast. Griezmann just strikes. It was like almost like an Edinson Cavani sort of deal. Obviously, he's a better player now, Griezmann, than Cavani, but still. Thoughts on Javi Simmons being available for loan? He'd be a lovely player to bring in. But again, just not the profile we need. In the midfield, we need big boys. We need big players. We spoke about legs too long. We've not kept on going on about legs earlier on in the stream. And we need bigger players in that midfield. At the moment, our main physical force is Scott McTominay. Casemiro is made of glass and is so fragile, it's unreal. And it's not got that drive anymore. Bruno Fernandes can run for days, but let's be honest, he's as skinny as me. Kobbie Mainoo, he's a strong boy, but what is he, 6 foot? 6 foot? Oh wait, no, he's 5'8", isn't he? Aren't you, Kobbie? You're 5'8". Javi Simmons is a great option, in your opinion. 20 million plus Griezmann for Greenwood. Here we go. Well, if that's happening, that's a swap deal I can very, very, very much get behind. I really like that. Anyway, 2 more minutes on this, then we're going to finish off today by looking at a bit of a rogue shot. One that got a lot of apprehension yesterday, but something I would like to talk about. So I do think now that Tosin's gone to Chelsea, I think Trevor Chalobah might be a genuine shout for a Manchester United signing this summer. Let me get the report up that came out yesterday. So, Nick Puel, out of Standard Sport, said Manchester United are tracking Trevor Chalobah, but may not meet Chelsea's £25 million valuation of the centre-back. Now, I'm not aware of Nick Puel at all. As a journalist, I know Standard are okay with their deals. Again, it very much feels like Chalobah's agent is going everywhere to sort of generate some interest. But I do think there's genuine interest from United's side. I think last year we showed some interest of some sort. So I do see this deal being a possibility. Maybe not from a financial standpoint. I think we'd have to be looking more at the £15 million range, maybe a little bit less. Maybe reaching 20 with add-ons, maybe. But even then, I'd probably stop at 18 million. Chalobah would be a decent backup option. Chat, would you take Trevor Chalobah as a centre-back, right-back option? I mean, I quite rate Chalobah. I've watched him a hell of a lot more than Tosin. I like his height. I like the way he moves. He's good on the ball. He's got a shot on him. He's a cracking little player, personally. He reminds me, he's almost got Ruben Loftus-Cheek syndrome, I feel. A lad who came through Chelsea's setup, who sort of just gets disregarded for the latest shiny new toy, despite bringing a lot of physical value to the team, being a lot more technically proficient than given credit for, and being a really good squad player. I feel that's a problem with Chelsea fans. They really disregard those players. Loftus-Cheek has made an excellent career for himself in Italy. I think Chalobah could make an excellent career for himself away from Chelsea. Maybe not at Manchester United, but we'll see. What do the chat think? Why are we helping Chelsea with their financial fair play and PSR troubles? Well, because we need players as well. And if the board want Chalobah, if our new footballing setup, our footballing brains are not Sergeant Ratcliffe and not Avram Glazer, if they want Trevor Chalobah, I'm going to trust them. You don't bring Jason Wilcox. You don't bring Omar Barada. You don't bring Dan Ashworth. You don't bring in Wilcox. You're just going to ignore them. And I'm not going to be another man who comments on YouTube saying that I know more about those people. I absolutely do not. Look, we know a lot about Man United. We care so much about the club, United. But do we know more about football than them? It's their career. They're paid to do it. They have access to scouts and analysts and sort of devices that we can't even comprehend. They have certain apps that I reckon could do their job, can do what we do, like that. So I'm going to trust them on this. And if they want to bring in Trevor Chalobah, I'm more than going to back them. I would take Chalobah as a squad player. Chelsea make the same mistake with Gallagher. I agree with you, Josh Clark. Chalobah for 25 million is suspect, but Chalobah isn't a bad signing at all. I agree with you, Okonkwo. So, it's an interesting way. It's an interesting discussion about Chalobah. Are there any other rogue shouts we have for transfers before I end the stream? It's been a really good talk today. I'm going to have a little look, see if any news is broken before I end the stream. Can anyone let me know? Is there anything else they want to talk about? About 5-10 minutes left. Anything else? Well, a tweet just come out saying from @MUFC MPB, please follow us on there if you don't want to miss any of the latest transfer news and rumours. Follow me @AlexTalksAll. If you want to know when I'm streaming, if you want to know when I'm getting involved in any other projects, when I'm doing my other podcasts, please give me a follow on there. And of course, leave us a like on this video. It really helps the algorithm. It really helps more people come on to build this community even more. We're growing in numbers day by day. So, it's now June the 1st, guys, as you're probably all aware. Many other clubs are starting to do transfer business, and we haven't even clarified the manager's situation. Reminder, Ineos have had 6 months to decide on the manager and prepare for the summer transfer window. That's what my boss has just tweeted out. So, what do we think? Do you agree with him? Personally, I'm on side with him as well. And that's not just because I work for him. I absolutely agree with the man. Let me know about it. Is Broja good enough to be a backup centre-forward for Højlund? I think he could not provide the 8 to 12 goals in a season on unlimited minutes that we need a backup striker to do. That's why I'd bring in a Givesi. That's why I would bring in a... Who else would I bring in as a striker? You know what? That's potentially why I'd bring on an Anton Griezmann. Because he probably could provide those 8 to 12 goals in limited minutes. For 25 million seems good. Attacking football, Josh Clark exclusively confirmed that a while back that we are talking to their representatives. How about Ivan Toney? Says one dot on the beat. I do not like players like that. I love a bit of cockiness. I love a bit of arrogance. I love showboating on the pitch. I love all that good stuff. But if you're going to go out and constantly disrespect a club that has brought you to the forefront and say, oh, we're off to Madrid for 50 million. Oh, grow up, mate. Just grow up a little bit. Lukaku says Adam Calvert. Unironically, be a fun little player to bring in. Adam Calvert also says, what are your thoughts on Xavi replacing Erik ten Hag? Not a chance. Too defensively frail. They won their La Liga when Ter Stegen had such a wonderful season. He was brilliant. Apart from that, I'm not a big fan. Jared Bowen says Lachlan Charles. Would you not take Bowen as a striker? Let me know before we end the stream. Having some really quite fun takes here, guys. Let me know. Vamo says there were some talks about Rashford to Arsenal yesterday. What do you think about that? If Man United decides to sell him, it should be no less than 100 million. Marcus Rashford is unsellable. He's untouchable, especially to Arsenal. If we let Marcus Rashford go to Arsenal, I promise you, in a stable system, which Marcus Rashford has never had, he will win the Ballon d'Or. I promise you. So, anything else before we end the stream? So please, last 2 seconds, anyone got any rogue opinions, let me know. And I think that's it. So, thank you all very much for joining me today, guys. Please leave a like on the stream if you've enjoyed. Please give us a subscribe. I'm here every day at 11 a.m. I will not be here tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm going on holiday. But I will be Monday morning. I will be back. And please, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.